大家好，我是和平老师，欢迎回到高级华语班。今天我们温习一下写字的方法。Hello, I'm Kenneth Borio, your instructor for Advanced Foreign Language in Mandarin. Welcome back to our students from the Joji Ilagan International Schools. In this video, we review the method of how to write Chinese characters. So this might be like an unconventional setup right now. So again, where I'm teaching at home right now, and in this video, I want you to uh, help you write Mandarin Chinese again with using your pens. All right. So I hope you're still uh, watching live through our YouTube channel. If you are new to this channel, subscribe button is the key. And if you insist to be updated with my latest videos, there is that bell button right down there beside that subscribe button. Okay, so I hope you're doing well, and we are so excited again to teach you again how to write Chinese characters. And later on, we'll leave you with an exercise on how to write Chinese characters, and let's test your ability to write the basic Chinese strokes. Okay, that's good. So allow me to review the different Mandarin, or not just Mandarin, all Chinese, now all forms of Chinese have the same writing system, and all all the Chinese writing system has its own strokes, has its own rules in writing. Okay, so let's review the slides. Okay, Chinese written symbols are called characters or hanzi. So all the so-called letters or symbols that you see in written Chinese are called characters or hanzi, or the characters of the Han. Han meaning the Han people of China. If you reviewed our first lesson, so Chinese, Mandarin Chinese in particular, are spoken by mostly by the Han people of China, the Han tribe or Han ethnicity. So they have their writing systems and they have this Hanzi. Okay, so let's review uh, some of the history of Chinese characters. Again, Chinese has evolved since the Shang Dynasty around 5,000 years ago. And it is believed that Changjie, that's the name of this person who is the official historian of Huangdi, or the Yellow Emperor, it has been known that he invented the earliest form of Chinese characters. So Chinese characters have evolved from these pictures or concepts, or pictures of concepts, no, or phenomenon, into a written form, a so-called pictograph. No? So the earliest method by which Chinese were designed are, again, are pictographs that have been evolved ever since. One of which, the first ever recorded uh, evolution, the earliest form recorded in Chinese history are the oracle bone inscriptions, or jiapuwang. The oracle bone inscriptions are Chinese characters written on tortoise shells or animal scapulas or bones, basically. So these forms of characters are more or less look like pictures, no, and being carved on these tortoise shells, scapulas, or bones. So these inscriptions usually depict certain animals or certain phenomena. So it has helped Chinese people to develop their own language, through these symbols, these pictures or pictographs. Next are the bronze inscriptions, dated from the 17th to the 11th century BC. These Chinese characters are uh, usually carved on these ritual bronzes in China, like zong bells and ting cauldrons. These dates back from the Shang Dynasty to the Zhou Dynasty. As I mentioned, so these inscriptions, bronze inscriptions, are found in these bronze artifacts, and they again symbolize sometimes historical records, or sometimes divination, just like oracle bone inscriptions. Next is the seal script or Chuanshu, This is the next development of Chinese characters dating from the Zhou dynasty to the Warring States period. This kind of script uh, is used for engraving and is still used today as an alternative to signatures. So most Chinese, especially when signing formal documents, uh, do not really use signatures. They actually use scripts or seal scripts. So as you can see here, you can see that most Chinese use these like a seal set, wherein they engrave their name using a seal script encryption. Next is the clerical script or Li Shu. The clerical script or chancery script is more or less legible type of ancient form of Chinese writing. It developed from the Qin dynasty and became dominant during the Han dynasty until the Qin dynasty. And because of its legibility for modern Chinese readers, it's still used as headline signs and adverts. And this is an example of calligraphy using chancery script or the, the clerical script. Next is the standard script or kaishu. So the regular script is used during the Eastern Han dynasties around 200 AD. And the known person who invented the standard script is Zhongyou. That's how you pronounce it, Zhongyou. He is the father of the regular script, and by the 7th century, it has been the dominant form of writing of Mandarin, Chinese, and other Chinese languages. Okay. So again, from that on, from 700 years on, these were the forms of writing Chinese characters using these strokes that I have been mentioning. Okay, so again, Chinese again evolved from being just pictographic. They're also ideographic, compound ideographic, and pictophonetic. Those are the forms of Chinese characters. These are attempts to record natural phenomena. So contemporary Chinese characters do not resemble the original ones from dating back from the oracle bones. So because this is a result of the changes in writing materials and instruments, like from oracle bones, and scapulas or tortoise shells, now they now use brushes and paper. Again, I mentioned this before. Although there are many dialects of spoken Chinese, the written language is still the same. The writing system is still the same throughout China and across the globe. And let us move forward on reviewing the use of the method of writing Chinese characters. Starting off with some facts again. Again, modern Chinese dictionaries come around 49,888 characters. But just to go further, for the sake of time, only around 1,500 to 2,000 characters must be used for daily usage. Okay, so how to write Chinese? Traditionally, you write Chinese from top to bottom, right to left, as you can see on the right side here. And horizontally from right to left, that's an occasional form of writing Chinese. But in the modern times, you write Chinese from left to right, which is still valid, but traditionally, it's written from right to left. Again, the Chinese has a stroke order, and an average Chinese character can amount for about 9.8 strokes or 10 strokes on average. And the most complex from just one stroke, there is this complex character that has 57 strokes. Try that. Okay, so let's practice back Chinese writing. Let's move on to our slides from last week, all about the strokes and the stroke order of Mandarin Chinese. Chinese characters have 12 basic strokes, and let's review them one by one. And if you really want to practice, if aside from a pen and paper, and if you really want to insist to take advantage of gadgets, so You might want to invest in a phone with a stylus like the Samsung Galaxy Note series. So, if you have explored these kinds of phones with a stylus called the S Pen. So take advantage if you have a phone like this. So um, on my phone, I downloaded the app called ZenBrush, wherein I practice writing Chinese characters using the S Pen. So let's review. Apologies if I have a dog. Our dog is barking outside. But so let's explore, let's review the basic strokes. First is Tien, or the dot stroke. Okay, so for this example, the character ni, if you remember the singular form of the second person pronoun, ni, so it has that dot stroke. Okay, so let's write the Tien stroke. Okay, so the preferred way of writing the Tien is from the top. Start with less pressure than you press it to achieve that, like a teardrop thing. Let's try it another time, like this one. Tien, this one. Tien, Tien, Tien. Okay, it's like a dot, it's just dot, no? But in terms of like calligraphy or writing with a pen, so it's preferred that you write it this way. Okay, so let's go to the next stroke. So next is the horizontal stroke. The horizontal stroke, or hung. So hung is the horizontal stroke wherein you write it like a vertically. And the preferred way of writing the hung is this. Now, you start first with, in the left, you press your brush or pen, then gently, and at the end you put pressure on that, something like that. So something like that. However you like it, no? So that's how you write the hung, or the horizontal stroke. Let's repeat it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It's like I'm writing the character san, or the number 3, if you remember the number. So remember the number 3 in Chinese, san. It's hung 3 times. San, and this is how you write san, or the number 3. Okay, then let's practice. San, like that. So the example here, ta. So it's the horizontal stroke, pie, na, something like that. So this one, that's the horizontal stroke. Okay, let's move on. The vertical stroke, or shu. So again, it's a line. The shu, or the vertical stroke, is a stroke that goes down. Okay, so in this stroke, you start off with, and it goes down. Ideally, when you write shu, you'll press the top part and you go down like that. No, but if you're holding a brush, you have to be straight, like this. No. So let's start with this example. Let's use this example. Zhong. Okay, zhong, and then, oops, sorry about that. Zhong. Start first with this stroke, and then you see this. Okay, zhong, or center. Again.
zhong. This stroke is the vertical stroke. Let's go to the downward right stroke, or pied. So pied is just like this one. Something like that. So you want to achieve like this sharp part of how you write the pied. You apply pressure first to the top part, and then you lessen the pressure as you go down. Alright, this is the pied. Something like that. So for this example, you will write the word ni, the second person pronoun. 2, 3. Apologies for the dog. Again. Ni. So this stroke and this stroke is pied. Okay? So that's the downward left stroke. Let's move on to the next stroke. Na. Na, or the downward right stroke. So that's how you write this, na. Or let's do it the proper way. What you want to achieve is a sharp top and a full bottom. Now, you start with less pressure at the top, then as you go down, you increase your pressure. Again, again, something like that. So for this example, we'll use the word tian, or sky, or heaven. So again, heng. Tian, this is the na. Again, let's write it again. Sorry about the dog. This is tian, this is the na stroke. Okay, so that is the downward right stroke. Now let's do the upward stroke, or ti. It's like the pied, but in reverse. So you just like it's look like making a check mark, like this one. Ba. So, that's how you write that ti for the upward stroke. Okay. Ti. Like that. You're like making check marks. So let's use this example high, or C, as an example character. Let's do this. 1, 2, and the T. Okay, this is how you write high, and this one is the T, or upward stroke. Okay, so that's the upward stroke. Let's go to the horizontal hook stroke, or hangkou. So it's just like writing a horizontal line, and then you put a hook at the end. Hangkou, 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 hangkou. Okay, that's hangkou. And the example character here is zi, or character. Start with the tian, then here, hangkou, kou, wan gao, heng. So this one is the hangkou. Okay, so that is the horizontal hook stroke. Let's go to the vertical hook stroke, or shu, kou. So it's like again writing the top, the vertical stroke, you go down, but then you go up, like this one. Okay, let's do it again. Shu, kou, then shu, kou, shu, kou. Okay, shu, kou, as you may notice, I do it in the style of calligraphy because, again, I'm using an S Pen and using a stylus instead of a pen and paper. So I just want to emphasize how if you use a brush, there's a different way to write it, but general rule of thumb, you just write like a vertical stroke and then make a hook. Again, shu go. Okay, so let's use the example character here, shui, which means water. One, shu go, heng, pie, pie, and then na. Again, let's do this again. Shu go, heng, pie, pie, na. So this stroke is the vertical hook stroke, or shuko. Let's go to the slanted hook stroke, or xieko. It's like the na, but you have a hook. Here, this one. Xieko, 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 xieko. Okay, practice that. Okay, so let's use this example, wo, or the first person pronoun. Okay, let's write that. Pie, heng, shu go, ti, xie go, dian. So this part of wo is the xie go. Okay, so that's the slanted hook stroke. Now let's go for the horizontal band, or hengze. So hengze is just writing a horizontal line, then vertical line. Hengze. Again, hengze. Again, hengze. Hengze. Okay. So let's use this example character. Guo means country or nation or kingdom. Shu, heng, ze, heng, heng, shu, heng, dian, heng. Okay, again, shu, heng, ze, heng, heng, shu, dian, heng, heng. So this one is the hengzhe, or the horizontal band. Okay, let's do the last one, the vertical band, or the shuzhe. Okay, so it's just like you write a vertical stroke, then horizontal stroke. Vertical, horizontal. Just like you're writing the letter L. Shuzhe, shuzhe, shuzhe. Okay, just like writing the letter L. And we'll use this example, mang, which means busy. Let's write this. Dian, shu, dian, dian, heng, shu, zhe. Okay, I hope you got this. So this is the vertical band. Okay, that's a good one. So I hope you got what we have discussed here. So now let's review the Chinese writing order. So again, we have the 7 basic rules of the Chinese stroke order, which is based off calligraphy. Okay, let's start with the first rule. Let's make this fast. The top to bottom rule. When a character is stacked, you write from top to bottom. Like this one, the character for to stand, or li. Start dian, heng, na, pie, heng. Okay, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, again, you write from top to bottom, each stroke from top to bottom. Okay, Next rule, left to right. When a character has a radical or like a main character or reference character, the character is written from left to right. The same rule applies to characters that are stacked horizontally. Like for example, the word ch or to eat. Let's start first with the character on the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 5, 6, and 7. Again, let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay? Again, let's practice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay? This is how you write ch or to eat. Again, next is rule number 3, symmetry counts. When we have like a mostly symmetrical character, you start first with the center stroke. So, shu, go, then pie, na. Again, 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's xiao, which means small. Okay, horizontal first, vertical second. So horizontal strokes first before you use the vertical stroke. So for example, the number 10 or shi, 1, then the heng. Okay. Okay, again, heng, and then the shu. Then heng, and then shu. Okay, it's how you write the number 10 in Mandarin Chinese. Okay, rule number 3. Enclosures before content. Before you even close, you want to create the frame before you fill in. So for example, this character r, which means the sun or day, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Practice again. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's how you write r or sun. Rule number 6, close frames last. You want to fill the closet before you close the door. So before you even close the outer box, you have to write the contents first. So for example, the character hui, which means to return, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 before you close. So again, write the outer box, but before you close that hengzhe, then make another shu hengzhe, and then heng, and then heng. It's as simple as that. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Wait. Okay, I think this is the last rule. Character spanning strokes last. So for example, the word pan, which means half, the vertical stroke comes last. So example, let's practice this one. 1, then 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Pan, which means half. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this is pan, which means half. Okay, I hope you got that. So those are the 7 rules of stroke writing.
Okay, an exercise is provided to you on Microsoft Teams right now, so do check that. So if you have been seeing that assignment, please work it on now, and hopefully you can finish it by next week. So thank you so much everyone for listening to this video. We hope to see you on the next week. 大家再见。